Good afternoon, church. Pastor Justin here. I think it's day 12 now of this altered reality that we're living in. We live in a very different world today than we did 12, 13 days ago. And there's grief with that. We've lost a lot. And at the same time, I think we're learning a lot too. And so darkness, yes, but light shining through the darkness as well. I've seen that every day. And I trust and I know that in all of this, that we are held by a God who sees the big picture, a God who sees a way for us through this challenging time together, but at least 6 feet apart, right? To that end, you will have seen, or I hope that you saw, that Judge Massengill issued last night a shelter-in-place order for Hood County, and I've included a link in the email that I sent today so that you can read that if you haven't already. And the point of the order is to isolate as best we can, to stay home if we can. I'm aware of the irony of my saying that from my desk right here at the church, but rest assured that I am isolated here. I'm the only one here today. And let us all, in an effort to care for one another, do the best that we can to stick to that order and isolate ourselves, at least physically. We know that we are not isolated spiritually, and we'll talk more about that. Okay, friends, a couple of things. There are exceptions in that order for churches for us to be aware of. One of those is that small groups of church staff are allowed to get together to live stream worship, and so we're going to do that again on Sunday, 9 and 11. It's important, even in the midst of all of this, especially in the midst of all this, to worship together. And so we will do that this Sunday, fccgranbury.live. Parents, you will also, I think, be excited to hear that we'll be incorporating Worship and Wonder into that streaming worship on Sunday as well. Another exception that's included in the order has to do with getting food, needed supplies into the hands of people in need. And so we are going to continue to do that, to be a part of doing that in this community. But we're gonna do that as safely as we can. We will continue to gather items here at the church that we can put into bags for weekend food for kids, take out to Roost Place OTS. And if you do pick things up and bring them in, please do, come in, sanitize your hands, stay separate from anyone else who might be here, and just stay as safe as you can. Hello, Megan. And it's better, having said all that, if you can send items here. If you can order something on Amazon or some other provider and just have it sent directly to the church. One reminder, if you do that, we had a few challenges this week with the box being checked, I guess, that signature was required. And sometimes there's nobody here. So a few boxes, not too many, but a couple haven't been able to be delivered. So if you do order something online to be sent to the church, please do, if possible. I don't know if it's an unchecking of a box or a checking of a box or filling out a little field or something, but do whatever you can to let those providers know that they are okay to just go ahead and drop the package off here at the church, and we will get to it as soon as we are here and able to do so. One other reminder, with a list of donation items that we have on our website, people asked last week about the specific brands. When Ray provided us a list of items for weekend food for kids, there are brand names on there. And Ray provided that to give us as clear as possible a sense of exactly what works for those bags. Having said that, it does not need to be that brand. An off-brand alternative of the same item is just fine. So keep that in mind as well. Good way to save money as you give. Okay, other ways to serve right now. It may feel like there's nothing you can do to be purposeful and to serve as you sit there at home, but there are things that you can do. In addition to giving to the church online, send cards. You can get our prayer list on our website there, fccgranbury.org, and look at the names on that list. Send cards to shut-ins. If you need addresses, let us know and we can get those to you. Make calls, call your friends, call people in the church that you think might really benefit from just hearing a friendly voice on the other end of the phone. Here's another thing. We're talking about light in the midst of darkness right now as we journey through Lent in this very visceral way together right now. And I would tell you, if you have a story to share of light that you've seen in the past couple weeks emerging through and out of the darkness, send that to me, Justin Jeter at fccgranbury.org. Send me a story of where you've seen blessing and hope and light shining through in these last few days. I would love to have those. And careful though, they might just show up in a sermon on a Sunday if you do. Okay, another way to serve. We're doing our prayer chain. There is the Ministerial Alliance of Hood County has started an ongoing prayer chain for our community, where the goal is to get different churches to sign up for different days and then have different members, participants of those congregations pray throughout that day, so that there is always prayer happening at all times for this community. And I signed us up to take the 27th of every month. And for March, that's tomorrow. And so we need 24 people to pray 1 hour at a time for us and for this community tomorrow. I sent out a sign-up sheet last week. I've included that link in the email I sent today as well. I think last time I checked here about an hour ago, we had 20 people signed up, 4 slots still available, 5 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 10 p.m. So if you're able to pray for an hour at one of those times, I would encourage you to click that link, go in there, put your name in. If you're unable to click on the spreadsheet, we've had a few people have that technological challenge. That is related to the fact that you are probably logged into a Google account using an email address that is different from the address at which you received that email. Okay. If you can't get it figured out, if you want to sign up and you can't put your name in, just send me an email or call me and I'll put you in there. It could be that within, a few minutes of this video going out, this email going out, all the slots will be taken. If you get in there and that's the case and you wanted to pray anyway. Pray anyway. It could not possibly hurt. It could only add blessing if we have more than one person at a time praying at whatever time feels best for you tomorrow. So please do pray in a special, intentional way for this community tomorrow. All right, reminders about a couple things that are up if you haven't seen them already. In addition to Amy's noon prayers, which, by the way, a lot of people are finding those really meaningful and helpful. I would encourage you, 12 o'clock every day, you can go to fccgranbury.live, and there will be a link that shows up there within a few minutes of noon to join in and be part of that prayer time. Please do that. In addition to that, yesterday, Pastor Deshay, offered another hymn sing, and you can access that through fccgranbury.live. And you can also access Pastor Austin and his wife Jordan sharing their story of remembrance and hope, born in darkness. They have quite a story, and I would encourage you to go and check that out, fccgranbury.live. A couple of pastoral concerns. Oftentimes I do a call 'em all when we lose a beloved member of our community. I guess this is kind of a call 'em all here. And we just wanted to let you know that Sarah Lee Rader's mother, Marilyn Gallagher, passed away this week. And so I would encourage you to pray for Sarah Lee and her family. Ashley McBee's grandfather, Jerry Cashin, also passed away this week. So please pray for Ashley and her family as well. And I would encourage you to pray for Dave and Carol Farrell. This is a challenging time for them. In the midst of everything else, Dave has been taken in to be evaluated for a transition, a life transition into probably memory care. And it is absolutely the right decision for Dave and Carol at this time, but that doesn't make it any less difficult. And there is grief there for Carol and for Dave right now. And sorry, let me hang that up. So please do pray for them and send Carol a card. Give her a call at some point in the next couple of weeks just to let her know that you're thinking about her. And there are a few people in this congregation that have done more to bless more people than Dave and Carol Farrell. So let us make a special effort to carry them through this time. I think that's all the updates and announcements that I have. I'm sure I've forgotten something, but I thought I would close with this today. This is a poem that's special to me. I think this came to me decades ago when my mother was being treated for cancer. And it's a poem about cancer and the power of cancer and the power that cancer does not have. And as I was reading this a couple of days ago, it occurred to me that while this was written for people with cancer, it feels relevant for coronavirus too, and just especially relevant in general right now. So I thought I would share this with you, and I hope you can find a good word here for your journey. It's called Close the Door When You Leave. It's written by Michael Hayes Samuelson. I never asked you to visit. At least I don't believe I did. Maybe, I don't know. It's so confusing. At any rate, you're a rude guest. You take my energy, rob my sleep, and with a stick, you swirl and distort my dreams. All right, you're here. For now. But understand, there are two places that are forever off limits. You may not tread on my spirit. You may not occupy my soul. I have heard of your visits to others. I know the damage you leave in your path, a wanton disregard for innocence, value, and what some would call fairness. Also, I hear that laughter confuses you, that good food makes you feel bad, and that nothing causes you more distress than an autumn sunset, the forever blue of a summer sky, or the unconditional radiance of a child's smile. Listen and understand. You might pilfer my closets, empty all the drawers, and trash my house, but there are two places forever off limits. You may not tread on my spirit. You may not occupy my soul. Do not mistake my nausea, weakness, and pain as signs of your victory. They are simply small dents in the armor I wear to fight you. Instead, look deeply into my eyes. They will once again remind you that there are two places forever off limits. You must not, may not, will not tread on my spirit. You must not, may not, will not occupy my soul. God bless you, church.